Hello YouTube. In this video, I will be introducing you to commenting, variables, and the term concatenation. I will be using the Hello World example that was created in the previous video. So let's begin. Alright, so I want to start by speaking on commenting. Commenting, you could think of it as your little notes. Commenting is essential for various reasons. It helps you keep track of what you're doing. So if you're writing long code, you can remember your reasons for doing certain things. Also, it can be used when you're working with more than just yourself and your job requires you to show code to someone else, and your comments will help tremendously in making sure that they understand what to do. There are two ways to comment, and I'll show you both of them right now. One way to comment is by using the double slash. The double slash is used for one-line commenting. This is used for one-line commenting. Alright, so if you were to comment with only one line, you would use double slash. The second type of commenting is the slash asterisk. You would write your comment code in there. This can be used for multiple lines, and you would close it the same way you started it, with a asterisk and a slash. Let's delete that one right there. Alright, so as you can see, this comment is made up of multiple lines. You can differentiate actual code from comments by seeing how the color is light green. Anything that's in light green that is a comment is not read by Java. It is for the sole purpose of your understanding. Whatever you write in here will not be misinterpreted as code. So even if you wrote Java language within your comments, Java will not read it. Okay. So I'll go ahead and delete these. Well, actually, I can leave these here because Java, it won't make a difference. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and change this from the last video into the actual sentence, hello world, and we'll see how it runs. If you don't know how to make this, I would suggest going back to my old video and seeing how we constructed the hello world sentence. So I'm running it, and this will show you that the comments won't be read, and it won't affect how the output says hello world. So see, hello world, didn't change anything. Alright, so now let's talk about variables. What's a variable? A variable is basically used when you want to substitute numbers or words for certain letters or words representing titles. Like, for example, you can substitute the word Bob for name. So I'm just going to give you a quick example. I'll explain it in depth later. String name equals Bob. So now when I write a code, wherever I put name in my code and run it, it will print out the word Bob. Alright, so let's associate this. There are two types of variables I'm going to introduce you to. The first one is the string that you just saw. The string is used for representing a line of letters for words. It's a string of words, basically, so you could think of it that way. And the other type is int. So these are variable types. Int is an integer. It represents numbers. If you were in geometry and you were using variables and they're telling you to find what x represents an actual number. So you can think of it as that way. So I'm going to go ahead and assign parts of this hello world to variables. So we're going to start off by writing string x. So now I'm saying that x will represent the first part of the sentence, hello. When you write a string, you need to make sure that the word that you're changing or substituting for is in quotations. You'll tell by the change in color to blue. You want to end your assigning with a semicolon. Now we're going to assign the next one, string y. will now equal the latter part, which says world with an exclamation point, and end that with an exclamation mark. I mean, semicolon. And lastly, we're going to incorporate the int variable. So we're going to say int, and you have to make sure that you title these what type of variable they are. This is the int variable. Int, I'm going to use n for number, and that will equal 7. And close that with a semicolon. Alright, so if you look to the side, you can see that there are yellow light bulbs with yield signs, and you can read, if you hover over it, the value of the local variable x is not used. This essentially means that we haven't really incorporated our assignments yet into the actual program. It's not being used. So we're going to go ahead and use them. So we're going to erase this hello world because we have things to represent it. So I'll now put x for hello plus, which is and, so it's hello and world, right? So that means you're adding y. So we're just going to start off with hello world right now, x and y. We're going to go ahead and run it. It should print out hello world. And it did that, right? But what's the problem? There's no space between the words. This is actually a Java issue that we call concatenation. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. Concatenation is basically when strings are combined together. Like when you add them together, they just combine and mush up to make one word. So if you took the first part of world, WO, and represented it as X, and you added it to the latter part, RLD, and represented that as Y, and you did that, it will combine together to just make that one word world. Okay? So how do we solve this? Well, you can go to one of your assignments and actually create a space, and the space will be incorporated in your assignment. So we'll try this now, and I'll run it, and the space will now show up as hello space world. So that will be fine. Let's say you didn't want to add the space to your assignment. You wanted it to always be just hello. Well, you can go into your printout and actually print out a space. So right here we're going to say hello and space. See, there's an empty space right here. And world. So let's see how that works. And it works the same way. You have your space, hello, x space y, right? All right, so if you look here, the yellow markers are, vanished for your x and y assignments, but it's still there for your n assignment. That's because we haven't incorporated n. So what we're going to do is add it now. We'll put the plus sign, create another space because we need it. You don't want it to just combine together, essentially. And n. Oh. And n. Alright? So plus in this sense means and, basically, in a figurative way. So we'll print that out. And you will see we're saying hello world 7. I guess a scenario you would say that n is like Mario. If you're playing Mario, you're like on world 7, you're like hello world 7. But now the yellow marker for n has vanished because we've incorporated it in the coding. Alright, so hopefully you found this video pretty helpful. If there's anything that you didn't get right away, go ahead and rewatch this video, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for any more of my Java videos in the near future. And by saying rate, comment, subscribe, that reminds me, I said I was going to incorporate the commenting. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. It's pretty too late. It's too late, but this is a string variable. So like basically if somebody's reading my code, they would know that, oh, this is a string variable. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the other method. This is also a string. Okay, that's for multiple lines. and people don't usually write like that. It's usually neater. You probably want to move this over so it lines up, just for style. And go back to the slash slash. This is of int type. All right, so that's incorporating. Don't mind the underlining. It's just because int's not really a word, but it's a type of variable used in Java, so it's fine. So that's incorporating the commenting. So like I said, go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and be on the lookout for other videos. And if you didn't see my first video, go ahead and check that out now so you can understand it more if you're completely lost. All right, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.